Alright, welcome back to the shop. So I've got this M1163, it's an early one, it's number 20. In fact, I'm going to show you something that's a little different on a later one. I've got PM44 over here, and it's got a little bit different way that the frame's built in the back, so I'm going to show you that. But anyways, I'm just going to do a quick overview of this. The owner's on his way, he should be here in about an hour, and this thing's going up to Northern California to his ranch. And I'll do a little quick overview of what we did to this thing. So I've got my list here. Let me pop the hood. It's pretty good shape. It has the iCubed update, so it's got the new air cleaner, it's got the new LED headlights, it's got the new sweet steering unit on it. And this one, you could tell they had just done the update. It had never been used since they did the update. So of course we always find things that aren't finished, things that are missing. It was missing the seat belts for one thing. This one and this other PM44 that I have over there, we were both missing the seat belts, because they actually take this lap belt off of the iCube update, and they put these bars on here that go behind the seat, and that's what they mount the shoulder straps to. We left the bars there in case the owner wants them, but we just put in a set of normal highway seat belts, because I know, like in California, I'm sure the states are like this, but if you put the shoulder belts, the off-road shoulder belts aren't legal for use on the street, and I don't know what he's going to do with this, if he's going to be able to use it on the road or not. But anyway, so we did an oil change. We didn't have to do fuel filter, we didn't have to do hydraulic filter, because you could see the date on there when they did the iCube update. It had 0 hours on it, 0 miles on it since it was done. But we do change the engine oil, because engine oil should be changed every year. If you've used it, you want to change the oil after a year, because the molecules will start to break down. Plus it gets a lot of moisture and stuff built up. In fact, we went to change the diff oil and it looked really good, so we didn't mess with it. But we did change the transmission oil, and we changed, or actually we didn't have to do the transmission oil, it was just done. But we did the transfer case oil. We always did transfer case oil for sure, because those seem to collect moisture really bad. We did wiper blades to it, just kind of a basic thing. We checked the wastegate valve. Something you always want to do in your growler when you get it is to check this wastegate valve. You can just grab a pair of pliers and try to rotate this thing. You should be able to rotate it. Sometimes we've had them stuck really bad. We were soaking them with like PV or something like that. This one here, just, it was stuck a little bit, and boom, I got it to turn, so then it freed up and it turns really good now. Another thing with the iCube update too is this idler, the belt idler. I don't know why they move it, but they put a different idler on it. I didn't know there was a problem with the old belt idler. Mine works fine, but it's just something they did different on these. Let's go back over to this side. The square mirror, of course, bottom bracket was broken. I didn't touch it up. I was at a car at the time. I just got some in, the green paint, but I'll find out from the owner if he wants me to touch it up real quick, or I can give him a can or something. Anyways, we changed that. I didn't put the whole mirror on because I'd rather have the stock mirror. It's already painted, it's the original one. But I'll give him the mirror that came with the bracket, because I had to buy the whole kit to get the bracket. I'll give him that, so he has a spare mirror. The horn didn't work, and we started digging in. If you come down here and you open this hatch up, it's full of relays. The relay was missing for the horn, so that's something that they must have been partway done with when the program must have ended, and then they just stopped doing the iCube update or something. I don't know what happened with that, why they wouldn't finish everything. We put the key switch in the middle of the console so that he can just lock it out, but we still left the original start switch, so that he, just for authenticity. And it's just, a lot of guys seem to want that left there rather than replace it with a key switch. We added the air tank drain for the front frame, because this part of the frame right here, see where you have this, the quick connector come out to be able to plug an air tool into. That's the air tank for the tire inflation system. And then, so here's the cable right here for the drain for that, so we can drain moisture out. It's something, I don't know why they put the drain up in the frame where you can't get to it on these. Plus those stupid petcocks that they put, they're so hard to open. You have to have a pair of pliers. That thing would never get drained. And then we also put a new drain here on this tank, just because the drain was leaking. It also had a fitting back here that was leaking, this 90-degree elbow going into the part of the dryer module there. We changed that. We coming back here, we can look at this and see that this was, you can tell by the rust here and that the paint's rubbed off, that this had the hitch on here for the mortar system. So this one actually towed a mortar. It bolts down here, and you see the seatbelts are still zip tied from when they built it, when they made it. They just put the seatbelts no matter what, whether it had the seat here or not. So this towing the mortar system, it did not have a seat in the middle. You can tell by the rust here because the way that the hitch locks down for the mortar system, that's how we know that's what it towed. The other 63 I have over here was set up to tow the trailer, the ammo trailer, and it had the seat here. It doesn't now, but it had the seat here originally. And then you could tell that because this has never been striked on, you know, by the being locked down with the hitch, that it didn't have the mortar towing hitch. It just had the regular hitch going to receiver here just to tow the ammo trailer. Another thing we did, you know, we ground the welds off of the steering locks, and then we changed the gas struts that lock that so that they'll automatically lock to keep that working right. And then we also have the pins here for them to put in here, actually in here, to keep the so the system can't actuate by itself on accident. That way these locks are forced to stay in. That's something that when I grind these off for people, I always put in on their invoice, and I let them know verbally that they're using that at their own risk. I don't know why GovPlanet decided to weld those shut. I don't know if it was just because they're afraid of liability or something like that. But as long as you're using the thing safely at just very low speeds, you're okay. But just you have to be very careful not to use them on uneven ground, not to try to bypass the system so you could use it at higher speeds. Because if you've ever driven one of these 1163s, you'll know that when you use that rear steering, this thing feels like it's going to flip over at any minute. I know it's a little more stable now, but it's a weird feeling. But this thing will sit here and do little tight donuts with that rear steering. It's crazy. It'll just turn on a dime, just turn on itself. Coming back over here to the battery compartment, had to put new batteries, we had to make a new ground cable. Coming down here, we had to put, you know, we always do this now, just automatically. I change them every time now. I put the one-way check valves for the suspension system, so you know, you don't come out in the morning and find it settled down. Funny thing about this one is that it came out, I thought it was all done. I sent the invoice off, I told them it's ready, and I came out to the shop in the morning, and the right side had raised up all the way. You know, like, what the heck's going on? So I went back in here, and you know, these solenoids here from Ride Tech, I went online and I ordered the valves for them. I ended up not using them. I just took the hoses off here, the supply hoses, excuse me, and I put a bunch of Marvel mystery oil inside the airlines, and then I ran the system up and down, and got the oil circulating in there, and that seems to have fixed it. So I have those valves in there anyways. I'll just keep those for one day when I need them. And on this growler, the air compressor wasn't working. It has the new air compressor. You can tell by the filter on it. If it has that plastic filter that screws in the end, that's the newer compressor, and it's a quieter compressor. They're really nice. But they didn't finish hooking it up. When we had to trace all the wiring back, trace this stuff back. We finally figured it out. We found it down, dropped this panel here for the relays, and we found the wiring that they changed in here, and they didn't finish hooking it up to the switch. And then as far as CV boots and airbags, the airbags look really good on this one. It still has the Firestone airbags. They're not cracking. They look really nice. All the CVs have been changed recently, judging by the look of them and age of them. They were probably done when they did the update. When it came in, they must have went through this unit and fixed up that kind of stuff. So that saved the owner quite a bit of money, saved us some work on it. So one thing that's I just noticed that's different on these 63s, so this is PM20, right? PM20, it was manufactured March of 08. And if you look at the way that the back end is shaped on here, the way that the frame comes down here, and then the way where this comes down over here, I'm gonna go get a little video off of PM44, and I'll show you the difference of that. Okay, so this is PM44. It was manufactured June of 2010, so like 2 years later. If you look at the back end, you can see how this angled bar comes down farther down instead of coming here. So overall, this is a really nice 63. It's only got about 1,400 miles on it. It's about 400 hours. It's got the iCube update, runs good. The engine has no blow-by, no problems like that. Transmission shift's nice. Seems like a really nice unit. So anyways, thanks for watching the video. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I've got videos coming out hopefully weekly, not always weekly, but on stuff like this. I've got this 63, I've got that 61 right there. We were rebuilding the transfer case on it, and then it's done. We got new tires. We've kind of gone through that whole thing. I've got that 61 that's going to be coming up. I've got that 63 that's done. It's going to be going home. I got my 61. I've got another 61 in the shop. I got a couple more coming in, so we always have a video on something coming up. I've got a video I'm doing at work on a John Deere rock truck that I'm working on for somebody. So you know, hit the notification bell. It'll notify you whenever I have a video come out. And thanks for watching.